And it is time. Today, we are going to be talking about exactly what is working on each and every single social media platform. A lot of people have been talking to me saying, Rachel, I feel like all of the social media channels have changed. I feel like a lot of things are not working that used to work. I'm getting kind of frustrated. Why is it that things that I used to do just don't seem to perform anymore? And the truth is, pretty much every single social media platform has gone through an evolution this year. Say hello once you get here, drop a yes if this is something that you have been wondering, or if you've been feeling frustrated about growth, lack of growth, stagnancy, the inability to move forward. I'm just going to really and truly pull back all the fluff. There's not going to be like the fancy editing on this video. It's not going to be overly published, produced, polished, any of that. I just want to dive into the meat and potatoes of exactly what's working on each and every social media platform. The other thing that I want to promise you today is that I will not share something with you that I haven't personally tested on either my accounts or my clients' accounts with success. Drop a yes if you hear me loud and clear on that, because sometimes I feel like that's really helpful. I remember when I first started growing on Instagram, and it was a very frustrating time because everyone was sharing these hypothetical BS ideas of how to grow. They would say, take better pictures, write better captions, use better hashtags. And what they were failing to mention was that maybe their growth wasn't organic. Or maybe they were failing to mention that they were a part of engagement pods or loops. And so when I talk about something being an organic way of growth and what's working organically, it's 100% organically. I'm not going to share with you, oh, yeah, I've grown by this many followers, but I'm secretly also running ads to gain followers on this particular platform. Cool. All right. So, first things first, and feel free to drop in the comments what platforms would you like me to do more deep dives into? Because we've got a lot working on a lot of platforms, not just for us and my platforms, but for our clients, our students, and so many other people. Okay. So drop the comments in the comments what platforms you'd like me to dive into. So the first one that I am going to talk about is one that I've been on for 4 years, and that is TikTok. Now, TikTok has changed. It is quite possibly one of the most frustrating for most people right now because there's a complete and total shakeup happening on TikTok. Can I get an amen in the chat if you feel me on that? Now, the last few months have been a very challenging time in my personal life, really the last month. And I've had to kind of come back to TikTok and look at it with fresh eyes to remind myself of, like, oh, yeah, this is how we get back in there. This is how we start back up and make things happen. Um, Now, the time of going viral for lazy content is kind of over. When I first started on TikTok, you could just point and be like, do, 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 and it would say, have a nice day. And you get like 200,000 views. And it was amazing. It's not like that anymore. But the truth is, we're at a time where there are a lot more creators than people who are just sitting and binging TikToks, though I do suspect that that will change quite a bit this summer. So start creating now because there's about to be an uptick in people spending time binging. Cool. All right. So on TikTok, people are sick and tired of having their time wasted. Drop a yes in the chat if you feel me on this. What is wild is there have been so many evenings where I'm sitting in bed doing my nightly TikTok binge. Yes, I like to binge TikToks at night. I think it's really fun. And I'll watch a TikTok and it'll get 30 seconds in, and I'll go to the comments because I'm like, I feel like I haven't learned anything or heard anything, or you said a lot without saying a lot. And the comments will say the same thing. People don't want to waste their time anymore. So when it comes to creating TikToks, you want to very, very quickly make it clear to people you are not wasting your time here. So, what I like to do is I like to put my hook, my first hook, across the screen. It usually goes smack dab right across the middle of my forehead. Now, this is true if you have a clothing company. 5 easy, cute outfits for date night with your husband. Okay. This is true if you are working with enterprise level software. This one software replaces 7 expensive softwares. Cool? So you want to have your first hook there. The second hook that you want to share, I'm going to try to draw a person, but I don't know how good it's going to be. Awful, okay, is in the words that you say. Your first sentence that comes out of your mouth needs to be better and more quality than, hey guys, I'm happy to be here. So I was just kind of like thinking about, you want to share a second hook, something that pulls people in. It makes them say, this is probably going to be worth my time. And the third and final hook after your like profile picture is, I like to put, and I do this about half the time, an SEO and an SEM style hook in the caption. Drop a yes if this is new or exciting, or you already feel like you've gained some value from what I'm sharing today. Okay. So, for example, how to dress cute when you're a mom of 3. How to organize all my leads for my business. How to, you get the drift, okay? Now, one thing that is really, really helping, and this is an absolute game changer. And by the way, once I finish this YouTube video, feel free to share this on your profile if this provided value, because that's my number one goal. I want to give as much value as I can in my content. I want to actually give more value in my free programs than most people do in their paid programs. And I want to give more value in my lower ticket paid programs than most people do in their high ticket. Sound good? Okay. When you are working to break through a plateau on TikTok, one of the single greatest things that you can do, if you have the ability, is to blitz. And I love blitzing. I used to call it flooding, and then I kind of fell in love with the word blitz. Basically, you want to do more content than normal for about 30 days. So 30 days of creating 3 to 5 pieces of content per day. When I'm personally trying to blitz, I do 5 to 7 videos per day for just about 30 days to kind of break through that plateau. It's kind of like when you're trying to lose weight and you hit a plateau and you're like, I got to shake something up. I got to do something different. Do I need to like carb load? Do I need to lift extra heavy weights? I don't know what it is. I just need to shake something up. And blitzing is the equivalent of that. All right. Next up, we are going to move to Twitter. There are 3 things that are crushing it on Twitter. The first is questions. And these are 2 types of questions, okay? There is industry related and there is industry adjacent. Meaning, while I am in marketing, if I were to ask an industry adjacent question, I could say, what are your 3 favorite books on personal development ever? What is the best, what is your favorite software for running your business? Where do you find me time when running a business and raising kids? Industry adjacent. Okay. Industry related. What's your favorite social media platform? Marry, boff, kill. Which one do you want to marry? Which one do you want to, boff? And which one do you want to just ixnay? Okay. So questions are the first one on Twitter. The second one is what I like to call truth bombs. These are quippy little one-liners that make people feel a certain way. They can be polarizing. They can be emotional. They can break through some of the noise. Here's an example of a truth bomb. Ready for it? There's no such thing as a dumb tweet except for the tweet that you don't send. Now, instantly, every single person, I'm willing to bet, felt something about that, right? You might have said, I agree. And some of you might have felt like, I disagree. Perfect. That's a truth bomb. Cool. And number 3 is Twitter threads that almost turn into a carousel style of content, meaning the first line or first couple of lines are a hook, a big promise, an explanation of results, etc. These are the first 7 books that I read on my journey to $1 million. Who here is like, dude, I want to read that Twitter thread? Pretty cool, right? And then the second, third, fourth, fifth, etc. explain the step-by-step process, the resources, what's involved, etc. You guys still with me? Everybody say yes if you're still here, hanging out, learning, growing. Who here's like, I'm totally going to say this for later. I need to take notes on this. Got to implement it. These are what are crushing it on TikTok. I am doing these 2 and growing in very insignificant ways. And next we are implementing this because we've seen them work across the board. Cool. All right. Amazing. So we've got TikTok down. We've got Twitter. Next up, we are taking on YouTube. Okay. There are 2 types of YouTube videos that are absolutely crushing it. All right. The first is search based. Now, in case you're like, Rachel, your YouTube is not crushing it right now. Oh, I am so aware. I have been overdue for an overhaul in my attitude, consistency, commitment, and content plan for so long. So, this is what we have been implementing to support our students and our clients. Okay. I am not in alignment here, but it's about time I was. Cool. All right. So, search based. And then this, so that's like intent. Okay. And then the second is nice to have or I need to watch, right? This is what people come to YouTube for most of the time, and this is what people stay for. So an example, and this is just based on the YouTube videos that I have recorded over the last couple of days. I recorded a video called How to Build Your Email List from Scratch, 0 to 10,000. People might search for that. And then they might also see my nice to have videos and say, this is the channel where I want to stay. I want to spend more time here. I want to go down this rabbit hole, etc. And what that looks like is, ready for this? If I were to start an Instagram from scratch, here's what I would do. People aren't necessarily searching for that, but you bet your bottom dollar they're like, I got to binge that. I got to see what's happening. So these 2 are big. And then if you want to put extra gold dust on your channel, you repurpose your TikToks as YouTube Shorts. Now, interesting, straight from YouTube corporate, YouTube Shorts are not as likely to perform if you do not also have long form content going out. And I can personally attest to seeing that happening in my own account. We started only creating these without the long form content to back it up consistently. And I went from getting hundreds of thousands of views and even millions of views on YouTube Shorts to suddenly having 3 to 4 figures on my accounts. Okay. So here's what blows my mind is you want to have these, and then these are the icing on the cake. Icing alone, not worth it. Cool. All right. Who's getting excited? Drop a yes. By the way, I did put together something pretty cool, totally free, by the way. And it is my 13 content hacks for how to kind of create strategic content. It's resources, it's ways to know that your content is more likely to perform. This is totally free. So 13 content hacks is right there. So feel free to check that out. It's also in the bio beneath this video. Okay, next up, let's talk about Facebook. Now on profiles and pages, I see the same thing happening, only it's being disproportionately rewarded on profiles versus pages. Cool? So on Facebook, On Facebook, there are several things that are working. Number one is your TikToks repurposed as Reels. Now, I do not have a creator profile. I personally have a just personal profile. Okay. Reels. Number two is those quippy truth bombs. Once again, these can blow up very quickly. Number three, and these are the things that we see creating the biggest movement. Okay. Number three is long form content. I usually repurpose my emails as posts with a candid like picture of me like from that day waving saying, "Hey everyone." Here we go. And those take longer. They're a slower burn, but those get more shares behind the scenes. And you can also have lots of resources in them, including lead magnets, YouTube videos, links to TikToks, links to items in a store, etc. Cool. There are a few other things that we see doing really well, but these are the biggest ones. And then there's one that I haven't implemented because I need to finish doing the framework for it, but it is carousel style posts. So you know how it shows them like this on Facebook? The first one needs to be the hook, and then the rest is value. And they look like this. Okay? There's the little profile picture, there's your name, there's your handle, and then there's the meat and potatoes right there. Pretty cool, right? So that's what we see working on Facebook profiles and pages alike. I'm not going to talk about Pinterest because I have completely neglected my Pinterest for a year and I haven't done it for my clients. And one of my promises to you is that I will never share something that I don't know personally is working. Cool? You guys all aligned with that commitment to being full of integrity? So Pinterest, I haven't touched for a year. We've still gotten almost 3,000 link clicks, but it's been so long that I couldn't even speak to it with confidence. LinkedIn, this is going to be really interesting, but LinkedIn is going through some weird things right now. I still like LinkedIn and I still post there, but I have some weird theories that they are still due for a 2023 shakeup in their algorithm and how it works. So I'm not going to speak to it because I have a feeling that absolutely everything is going to change in the next couple of months with LinkedIn. It almost feels like it's kind of stagnant, and it's not, it's ready for a breakthrough from its own plateau, and it's either going to break through and thrive, or we'll see what happens. And the last one is Instagram. On Instagram, you want to have a baseline of quote cards. So you got your profile picture, your name, your handle, and then a little quote. Okay. Beautiful. And these are just one slide quote cards. They can be questions, they can be truth bombs, they can, etc. Yeah, I'm doing old strategies on LinkedIn until we see what happens. Okay, so this is one. I do these to get a consistent flow of content going, and mine rotates every 3 months. So there's always something going out there. The days are behind us of perfectly photoshopped, beautiful photo shoots every month, etc. Can I just get like a thank goodness in the chat if you guys feel me on that? Because I am so glad we're done with that era. So glad. All right. The next big thing, and you want to do these in conjunction, are once again reels that are just repurposed from TikTok. The more reels I consistently put out there, I have noticed the faster my Instagram grows. And it's disproportionate because they take anywhere from a couple of weeks to months to hit their full potential. So they become a snowball for growth, which is fantastic. And the third is those carousel style quote cards where the first one is a hook and then there's value, etc. This is what we see growing on Instagram in a massive way. Whew. I got lots of powerful free resources today. You can check them out in the bio beneath this video, but here is one that I'm especially proud of. And feel free to ask your questions in the comments because I do read those with my team to get ideas for what types of content to create, what types of trainings you would like, what platforms you'd like to learn about. I will catch you guys later. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Bye for now.